was one of the best support players you'd ever worked with, and one of the best in the world. So why is that? What kind of stuff does he bring to the team?
I think that, yeah, as I said before, Perfecto is such a great player with good understanding of the game, and he's so good in clutches and very good support player and side holder, the cancher. So there's like, I really like that he's playing with us, and he's a nice player, and I don't know what to add, but I think that he's great and that he gives a lot to our team.
Well, it's always good when you think that your teammates are great. That does help when it comes to a team game. But what will help both these teams is deciding who can maybe get an advantage in the veto. But really, it shouldn't matter what maps we play on for Na'Vi.
No, it shouldn't. I mean, this series should not be about the map, but if we dive into this, when it comes to bans, I do believe that Vertigo and Nuke should fly out the window. Exactly, Nuke is going to be removed by mibr. That was their most recent ban, and then Vertigo for Na'Vi. Now, for mibr, I truly believe that Inferno is the pick that makes the most sense. They picked it during Summit, they won it as well. Na'Vi has been struggling a little bit on Inferno, plus you kind of push onto the bit lineup, but they say, you know what, Maniac, we don't care about what you think, we're going to pick Mirage. We will see in the future if that's a mistake. Now, Na'Vi, two choices. You either have the disrespectful choice, which is Dust 2, good, theoretically good map for mibr, but they're so good on it, or you punish them with Train. Train could be a more tactical map, closed off. They go for the punish. This time, to me, shows a little bit of respect. It says, hey, you guys might be skilled enough to fight against us. We're going to go for Train. As for the third map, it's all up in the air. I actually don't really know now. We still have potentially, Dust 2 is in the mix for Na'Vi. That would make them, I guess, quite happy. Not exactly sure where we go for that third
I don't think they want to play Dust 2 against, they will, okay? They don't want to play Inferno. They don't want to bring in Bit. That was one of the questions we talked about. How much responsibility, how much stock are you going to put on Bit? They stay away from that here. They go towards Dust 2. We know Na'Vi is the team who like to play Dust 2. They had a period where they constantly picked Dust 2 without winning it, but having Train, Dust 2 and Mirage in the map pool for Na'Vi, it's more or less a perfect veto for them. And when you look at the other side for mibr as well, they can't be too unhappy about that. It's some open maps, it's some skill individual maps where there's a lot of room to be played with.
I don't really like that Mirage pick, I think that Bit, the fact that Bit is playing on Inferno and that Na'Vi, as we could see as the second wave, just removes it, I think that was a missed opportunity to push Na'Vi onto a map they don't really want to play right now. But who am I to say? They have their own logic. They're going to go for Mirage, but we have seen Na'Vi destroy people starting on that city side of Mirage, so think about that.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? But it could be the slow start Na'Vi. That's what I guess mibr can try and hope for here, that their individuals are going to be more warmed up.
Hopefully. I think, let's be honest, let's set the expectations straight here. Na'Vi, they're supposed to win. Anything else than a win 2-0 would be a disappointment. Even if mibr were able to take a map, that would be a huge scalp towards their name. That would be a surprise for me. So mibr, they got everything to win, whereas for Na'Vi, they got everything to lose. And sometimes that's not a nice feeling for a player to play with, right? You know that no matter how good you're going to be, no one's going to give you credit because you can only lose.
James, I'm having flashback. Same segment, Group 1, Astralis versus NIP. Nothing but a 2-0. It's going to be a disappointment if they lose one map. We said it again.
Are you jinxing it, boys?
Are we living in the internal cycle right now?
It is going to be a disappointment. There's no way around it. There's no way of sugarcoating it. mibr is a new team. They're coming into Europe. Sure, they showed some decent results at the Summit. We got to put some respect on their name. But Na'Vi, as said, they're supposed to be the best team in the world. They've just seen Astralis struggle. They've just seen Vitality struggle. If they want to be the #1 team in the world, how about you just win this group clean and easy, and you may as well be the best team in the world?
Well, let's see if they can get that done. But before that, we've got to take a look at these Betway odds, and it is massively in favor of Na'Vi. It is what we expect when we go into it, but is it going to be a different thing when we get into the server? We're heading to a short break. Get your snacks ready, get your drink, get your popcorn, whatever else you need, because this game is coming your way real soon. We know the maps, we know how it's going to go down, and we know who will be bringing you all the action. On the mic will be Anders and Semmler. Stay tuned for all of it coming through.
Hi, can I bore you for a second? It's really important. Let's focus for a second, okay? mibr. This is a roster we have to talk about, otherwise we're gonna get lost. They have switched their lineup entirely. We've now got the Boom core on the roster. We've got Bolts leading the pack, maybe Yell's leading the pack. He's been doing so damn well. Shiz, Cello. We know these names, and Danico, of course, is also joining them and trying to see if they can revitalize the brand, who really haven't won much in a few years. It's been a long time, but people feel like this roster is very promising. Now, they did struggle just now at the CS Summit to win any of their really, really tough games. So that's a big question. And they've got a tall task facing off against Na'Vi. But there's a lot to be learned about this mibr roster and a lot of fans for the roster. So we're going to see if they can pull out any wins here at Blast, and if they do show some promise, and this is really them getting thrown to the lion's den to see if they can do that. So it'll be tough, but it's going to be fun to watch and see them develop as a unit.
Welcome to the ultimate Counter-Strike event of the year, the Blast Premier World Final. 8 of the world's greatest teams from across the spectrum of Tier 1 Counter-Strike come together in a titanic clash to crown the undisputed champion of 2021. Blast Premier member teams will start their journeys to greatness in the season group stage, where they will battle it out in 3 groups of 4. The top 6 performing teams will automatically qualify for the season final. The remaining 6 teams will be cast into the showdown, where they must fight for survival in a brutal single elimination format. Whilst there, they will each be joined by 2 top global teams by way of exclusive invitation. A further 8 additional teams will join the fight, thanks to Blast Premier Qualifiers, a new set of regional tournaments making it truly open for all. Victors of the showdown will secure their place in the season final to join their 6 adversaries. Here, the 8 finalists will go head-to-head in a double elimination knockout. Whichever team triumphs over their rivals in the season finals will automatically qualify for the Blast Premier World Final, getting ever closer to claiming their chance of being crowned the undisputed Team of the Year. The champions of both the spring and fall seasons will be joined by exceptionally skilled teams, including winners of the CSGO Major, ESL Pro Leagues, Flashpoint tournaments, as well as the team who tops the global leaderboard. The global leaderboard is a year-long point scoring system that takes into account the performance of Counter-Strike teams from leading tournaments around the world. Teams accumulate points by winning matches and progressing as far as possible in these selected events. Teams hoping to qualify through the global leaderboard will have until November 28th to claim as many points as they can in a number of events, including both Blast Premier seasons and several leading tournaments. In the event of any duplicate winners, spots will be opened up to those who have fought their way to the top end of the leaderboard. These 8 champion teams come together for one last battle as they face off for a prize pool of $1 million. Who will go the distance and be crowned your Blast Premier World Final champion? Join us on the journey.
It's time to start again. For legends to be created. The competition will be fierce. Everyone has their eyes on the prize. This is anybody's game. It's time to come alive. Be a leader, believer, a fragging genius. Create the impossible. Create the unthinkable. Go down in history. Who will become the ultimate gods of the game? It's time to write the first chapter. Welcome to the creation.
Well, now we are definitely ready for a game. I'm feeling hyped up about this one. mibr versus Na'Vi, and I just think it's gonna be nothing but fun from here on out. Now, the Betway odds to get into it are at almost 5-1, which I guess that kind of does make sense, doesn't it? I mean, we know a little bit about why, because Na'Vi have been looking pretty decent.
Do you want to know why? It's because mibr are ranked 37th in the world, and they're currently going up against the number 2nd team in the world, according to
Recently
HLTV.
second.
So, well, top 3 team, let's say, right? You know, you're going.
Okay, like so like they went from 3rd to 2nd.
Yeah.
That's like a, tiny, like percentage-wise, like a tiny move, a tiny bit of move. What mibr went from like 99 to 37, like that's rocket, like.
That's a fair point, Anders.
They went crazy.
How high do mibr go if they beat Na'Vi here?
Stage number 1 immediately.
Clear math. That's
knocking out Australia.
This is the battle. Just take them down.
Listen, I get all the arguments, but mibr are boot camping. Do we need to say anything else? Like, what more do you want to know?
It's true.
So far, all of the teams that have been boot camping have won all the way through.
All the teams who were playing from home down to the showdown.
That's exactly right. So,
but the thing is, like, we follow that logic. It is very clear that mibr are going to go in and that Na'Vi are going to the showdown.
That's what I'm saying. I based it on facts and logic and science. I don't know why people are so upset with me. Now, I will say this. We are missing just one member of Na'Vi to get onto the server, and then when we get him on, we'll be good to go. I think Steam crashed like right before we started the whole thing. So,
yeah, it was perfect timing.
You can't do anything about that, just how it is. But I think this could be, a lot of fun for a couple of different reasons. Like, there's obviously no doubt that Na'Vi are the favorites going into this, but how much will they even have, researched mibr? Like, how much of a weird underdog is this? Because in the group, right, I'm sure Na'Vi are looking at Liquid like a lot of the time now. So if they have to, they don't have unlimited time and resources. If they have to spend that energy on something, how much is going to go to mibr and how much will go, into Liquid or into FaZe or something like that?
You want to bet?
Yeah?
None.
None of it. Yeah, well, that's
nothing.
You have to assume it's good news for mibr, right? Like, if there's anything that's going to be good news, it's going to be something like that.
Well, you'll have the element of surprise, right? But Na'Vi are so supremely confident in their ability to destroy you that they're going to go ahead and just focus entirely on Liquid, I think. There isn't anything to go off of. And you know why I say that? Is because we were having a debate this morning with Devil Walk on stream in terms of, like, where they go for the second map, because Na'Vi have the choice at that point. They can go Inferno, they can pick into Dust 2 immediately,
yes,
or they can pick into Train, which they never get to play, but they're very good at it, and it's a tactical map. What's the punish pick here? There's nothing to go on. There are no demos of mibr. There's one match in the last 3 months of mibr on Train to go off of, and that was them stomping some other team. So it's not a lot to go off of. So what are Na'Vi saying? They're like, cool, we're just going to go to Train and beat up on you there because we are the superior team tactically, and we don't even need to know what you're going to do. We're so confident in our game, we don't need to know what you're going to do because we're just going to choke you out.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably true, and we're just here to find out if that confidence is misplaced or if it's bang on.
It's sick though. I mean, that's like the winner's confidence. This veto to me speaks of like Na'Vi just being like so supremely confident. Now, of course, it's Brazilian Counter-Strike, Anders. If they get that ball rolling, they're on LAN. Doesn't matter how confident you are, they can run right through you.
That's what I'm worried about, because you're absolutely right. Like when the heat is on in that room and like they're all yelling and standing up and everything. I mean, it's some of the most entertaining Counter-Strike. I really love it. So like that's what you got to hope for if you're on the mibr side here. But we've seen the opposite too, when they get shut down and gets a little bit quiet, and like that can happen as well. So
for sure, it's a big risk. I like that we're starting to get the banners behind the players now. Still need to work out the details, but I'm guessing they sped those out after they saw how big we're going about putting the banners up. That was pretty cool. Big did it well.
Market competition works.
I like it.
And it's been established right here.
Boomy heard us. Oh no, they're listening to this stream. They're getting it lined up now.
They're setting them up perfectly. Now, we had a little bit of a debate, and we tried to ask a couple of people about how to pronounce SHC's name.
Sure. And apparently, according to the manager, we're supposed to say SHZ.
Okay, that's just going to be very hard, isn't it?
This is one of those rare cases where I just ask a player, like, please change your name. Because how am I supposed to have a hype moment where I'm like, SHC? Like, no, dude.
Well, it's entirely possible that for maybe, you know, like maybe in Portuguese it's going to be like the sounds just are different enough that it's not an issue, right? But
Sure.
But I agree with you. That's definitely a bit of an uphill struggle, right? Like SHC, like, you know, say that like 10 times in a row. That's going to be hard to do.
Imagine you're in a clutch moment.
Yeah.
You're trying to say this guy's name. SHC.
Yeah. So
See,
like,
the thing is that I was just saying is his name is Shaz now. Shazzy.
Shaz. Yeah, it could be that. I like that. It could easily be short for like Shaz. Like, could be like a.
That's what I'm thinking.
A removed
right?
A or something like that.
Now
yeah.
that you can get hype with. If he's popping
Shaz.
off, I can be like Shaz.
That actually makes
right?
sense.
But SHZ, it just doesn't roll off the tongue at all.
So that's I feel like there are not many times where we are faced with that kind of a struggle, but it happens every once in a while. Yeah, I mean, you know, I look forward to seeing the guy because I don't know much about him, to be perfectly honest. I guess you know, one of the people to watch for probably on this team is Cello at the moment, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. Bolts we've known for a long time, obviously.
Bolts has been around since 2014 on all sorts of different rosters, but that's the beauty of Bolts is that he has got that experience. He's played with the prime Fallen and crew. He's been in all the big Brazilian teams, and the fun thing about it is that okay, so mibr when they're making plays trying to find a roster after the exodus of the old guard, they didn't just go to any random team. They went to a team that hasn't really lost at all. They've been utterly dominating the South American scene, and so when you're looking for the team that's going to take on that mibr mantle, this is an excellent prospect here. These guys are fired up and they're getting results.
Well, I'm excited to see it. We're going to get into the first map now. It's mibr on the T side, Na'Vi on the CT side. So buckle up. It's the best of 3 just starting. And they're running straight into the B bomb side. They're not going to slow. They're going to have a couple of flashbangs, and then it is an all-out battle coming this way. Electronic, he's actually not flashed at all. Finally, a single grenade lands on him. They got to check that corner, and it's not going to be enough. He had 1 bullet left, and now they've been slowed down. This is done. They needed to get that kill on Electronic almost immediately, but now, I mean, the entire lineup is going to be here. Na'Vi are in position, and they're going to shut it all down. Double for Electronic, double for Simple, and in the end, it is Boomich to pick up a couple of kills, and Shaz picking up 2 of his own, but, well, 3 actually of their own, but doesn't really matter. Na'Vi, I think, that all looked really good for mibr, but, you know, you just have to get that opening, otherwise you're not doing anything.
No. And well, this is kind of the meta right now. CT side, Mirage, stack B on the pistol, and you go for the retake A if they hit A, and otherwise you're ready. Na'Vi even go like 1 up on that and just have 4 guys on B right out the gate. Like, okay, you're coming B.
Why mess around?
Why mess around? We're not going to beat around the bush here. And actually, I mean, if they've been looking at demos, this is something that mibr have done recently as well. Just go straight on to B, very quick pace, and just try and hit your shots. And, well, obviously, it didn't quite work. Na'Vi were ready and waiting for him. The funny thing is, I mean, I was just watching Simple just pop off yesterday on stream. I mean, he's just... There's, like, one map that you don't want to play Simple, and that's Mirage. Just because that's all he plays in FPL every day in, day out. So if anybody's going to rip your head off, it's going to be him in, like, a pug match.
He can't tell the difference anymore. Like, it's all just one blur of Counter-Strike for Simple.
Seriously. Might as well be a pug for him as far as he's concerned. It's not like they play these guys every day. So he's just like, cool, let's go. It's a pickup game. Let's get it.
Yeah, there just aren't many games in general where Simple doesn't show up to do a lot of damage. So that's probably, you can't be counting on that, right? If you plan on taking down Na'Vi, the plan can be let's hope Simple has a bad performance day. You're going to be waiting around for a long time for that to happen. Electronic will fall back. He does spot them out. Boomich feeling, you could tell, just a bit uncomfortable up here. He's wondering if he's about to get shot in the back, and indeed he was close to it. They had bought an AK, but it's already down on Cello, and the Noko also goes down to that MP9. So now it's a 5-on-3, and I mean, any damage that they could do right here still for the mibr side would be nice. Yell is going to be picking up a straight headshot to take down Simple. So that's at least something to work with. You know, try and make them respect you. Get, put a little bit of a slowdown so that they don't just fly in and, just get all of the first 30 kills and rounds too easily, right? You don't want to have them with a lot of momentum either.
This is where, I mean, especially because Na'Vi have a really brutal CT Mirage. They like to get really aggressive. Boomich loves to play aggressive Palace, aggressive ramp. He just wants to hold up there close and look for fights. That's what he's all about. I mean, kind of every map with Boomich, to be fair, but on Mirage in particular, you can really see it. He just loves to camp out here and look for fights, and that's going to be kind of the theme for Na'Vi everywhere. Simple has free reign on the CT side. He can go wherever he wants. He can just take fights wherever he wants. So Na'Vi have put that trust in Simple, and well, I mean, it's Simple, so odds are he is going to win those fights when he takes them. And so mibr right now are going to be, they have to just withstand the opening pressure right now from Na'Vi, because Na'Vi are going to be testing them, pushing them, you know, taking fights, and they just have to show that they have the grit to take that and still come out when they get their rifles. There we go.
All right. Yell actually landing a second kill, and you could tell for Shaz there, it looked like he was almost at the timing. I think, you know, he was off by like half a second or something like that. And the fact that they, after the initial battle here, they fell back. It's a 2-on-4, so I don't think they have a good chance of winning it. But I think if they keep pushing, right, there's a good chance they're gonna get killed instantly. And what they did by just waiting is, you know, giving Na'Vi a chance for a mistake. So just slowing down the game a little bit can be a really good idea at times. And it doesn't really cost you anything other than, again, a little bit of time. So some deagles and some upgraded pistols in this round, but nothing exciting. No bomb plants yet. So the 4th round is really going to be like the first real test, I think, for this this mibr lineup. And they're going to have some fun here. Simple saying, you know what? I don't want to wait around any longer.
Yeah, can I just have my op, please?
Yeah, I've got enough waiting already done.
Make 1,200 bucks, and he's going to push and find the bomb now. Bolt has been spotted in Palace. Romeo collects that kill, and now Perfecto will take the long-range fight with the MP9. So,
what if you could defuse the bomb if you found it on the ground on the CT side like before? Like, they wouldn't lose the round, but they just couldn't win by bomb planting anymore. You found it?
Shh, Anders, don't give them ideas. The devs are listening right now. Oh, that's a good idea, Anders. Let's go ahead and try that.
Just do that.
And you know that the devs don't have a test server, so they would just put it live in the game and just see what happens.
Yeah, test it live. That's fine. That's a good idea.
That's actually a really sick idea, to be fair.
I don't know. I can't foresee. How often would it even happen? It would have
Exactly.
But if it did, it could be fun. Okay.
Simple.
We'll think about it one day.
Ooh, simple.
He wanted to do it. He wanted to try, but he missed the jump.
It's comedy of errors here.
He ran into the Molotov. But in the end of the day, it's what? Like, it cost him 10 health and a little bit of embarrassment. That's okay. It's not a heavy price. Could be much worse.
No, yeah, you're right. It could be much worse. He could have got picked by Yell at the start. Yell actually expecting there to be more aggression from Na'Vi here on this CT side. And Na'Vi just, apart from Simple, and that isn't even that aggressive a play from Simple, you know, just setting up for the quick window kind of connector peek, will be no push. And so mibr now going to slowly retake over control of mid. And now that they have control of mid, they can progress from here. What are their nades looking like right now? I mean, they're getting, they have one smoke to work with, so they're really going to need to hit some shots here.
Yeah, so far they seem to have based a lot of this round on either the run boost in middle, or, I mean, first of all, they obviously, they avoided any aggressive moves out of Na'Vi. That's sort of what the first part of the round was. But now, yeah, they wanted to pick someone in the middle. That hasn't happened. So now we're down to sub 40 seconds. And Na'Vi are still just waiting around. Now, I guess the only other thing that's really been accomplished is the Na'Vi are really low on grenades. So they're not going to have Molotovs and smokes to stop anything. It's all of flashbangs and weapons, of course. And there's Electronic, 2 big kills, including the bomb, which is now stuck. So, yeah, Danoku's going to get that 1 kill. But even if he got more, they have to run back with 17 seconds and find a way to get back into the site. And that is not going to happen. Bolt's here. He can try and take someone with him, and it nearly was flamey at that moment. But ultimately, they're actually just in so much trouble here. That I think is partly due like their own fault a little bit there. I think they didn't have to wait quite so long. Then they would have had a bit more time. And at the same time, you know, if you go catwalk like this, you see the fact that Electronic even has this clear shot. Like, there's nothing in his way here. No smokes or anything. That's also a bit of an issue. So 4-0 in favor of Na'Vi, and I mean, mibr are kind of looking maybe a little bit shaky there. Just a little bit. 5th round coming up, and we'll see. It's going to be Cello and Bolts both without any kills at the moment, and yeah, that's a bit of a tough start.
Yeah, not a fun time at all, because I mean, it seems like they were really expecting Na'Vi to keep disrespecting them by playing into their hands, by playing quick and aggressive. Turns out that's not at all what Na'Vi wanted to do. Na'Vi now are kind of just getting into that boa constrictor mode where they know that they're going to win, so they're just going to take their time and just slowly choke you to death. That's what more what felt that round.
Yeah.
So now for Na'Vi, as far as Na'Vi are concerned, they can just sit back and just continue to hit the shots because clearly MIBR are going to be the ones who have to kind of figure out a way to start the action for themselves if Na'Vi aren't going to help them out with that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Even Blade's got the backdrop.
Even Blade's got the backdrop. I think I want to see Perfecto's backdrop again if we can at some point. I just have a question.
Is that a
power drill?
He's got a power drill. What is he? Just torturing people back there? Like,
it's like some Bob the Builder theme going on.
Seriously, what is going on? What are you going to do next round?
I guess it can have some sort of a, maybe that's like a new weapon we don't know about. The power drill. Well,
don't mess with Perfecto.
I had some jokes I wanted to go with that, but we'll leave them alone.
Yeah. It's dangerous territory.
Fifth round, deep nade coming in. They're down on the ground on the bomb site now. If they could get a quick bomb plant, that would be helpful. Put a little bit of pressure on Na'Vi here. Long range, that's a great scope out of Perfecto. He actually saw it coming, and the bomb is once again on the ground. Bolts has been lurking middle. I don't really mind that, but it sucks that they can't get the bomb down really fast in that, because again, that would just put pressure on Na'Vi. Whereas instead, you could tell Perfecto's fine with just sort of orging away out there. So a nice triple for Perfecto and a 5-0. And just to say, just as a follow-up to what you were talking about with MIBR waiting around and hoping for Na'Vi to come push them. Normally, when we see other Brazilian teams, their trouble really isn't slowing down they can't get enough speed on the game. Like normally they're really aggressive, right? So I assume they have like another level that they can go to here where they're going to be way quicker and way more aggressive. But they might be trying to just get into this game early on with like just a bit more, of a calm game style. So we'll see if it changes or if it stays this way. Cello in the middle and 4 people outside of the A-bomb side. That's what they're going for.
Straightforward approach, but again, Boomich, always aggressive, always looking to find the fight early, and he is going to get traded. Even if he gets the one, Yell does not manage to get him back.
No, he doesn't. Oh, swinging into it, though. The no-co going to pick up that one kill. That's at least something, but that is a wide swing with that AK. He could have been dead. Instead, Electronic will go down next. And I don't know. I kind of agree with you. That seemed like it should have been a straight trade, and I'm really nervous that he ran that far in. The no-co with his back turned. But the bomb is going to go down. Finally, a bomb plant. Oh, no! Simple steals it away. I spoke exactly 1 second too soon. I may have cursed him. And now it's back into a 3-on-3. Simple just up on the ticket booth, AWPing away. He's in a 1-on-3. He's just taken 1 kill, but you know that he's built to do exactly this kind of thing. He's going to drop him through the box. Hardly even saw him. And now it's Cello on the other side. And Simple, he's not falling back. He's just trying to reposition to take this fight. He's already got the triple. And Cello, he's got to be nervous. He doesn't even have to check the scoreboard. He already knows who is waiting on the other side of that wall.
The raid boss. This is it, the final boss of Na'Vi. If you want to get that bomb planted, and well, guess what? Simple.
Yeah, you've already aggroed him. The rest of your raid has already been knocked out. Like they're not respawning at all.
Yeah, you can't run away either. He doesn't de-aggro.
No, he's on you. 13 seconds, and Simple has managed to reposition deep enough in, and I think Cello may have guessed that. He's faking it. He doesn't have any more time to fake. Now is the time to do it. Oh, and he goes down. A 1 versus 3 in the 6th round, and of course, Simple will pick it up. A quad kill overall, and he's 9-3. That's pretty devastating.
I'm sure we're going to get the replay of that. I'm sure we're going to get that flick again. That was sexy. I mean, just instant death. And this is like Katowice flashbacks almost for a second there, the clutch.
Can we get that flick again on the box? I really want to know something. I really want to know. Actually, yeah, it's the shadow I think he sees.
Yeah,
he sees the shadow on the ground, and then he's like, yep, I know.
Woo. Dude, he is so sick. That's what I'm talking about, dude. So not only do you have to beat Na'Vi when they're playing a structured game, when the team is there, but then you have to deal with Simple, who just lives in the pug. He's just in there like the Matrix. This is his environment now. When you're in a 1v3 kind of clutch scenario, he's just like, cool, just another day in the office, another day.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreasonable, right? That even if you do like all the rest of the job, right? Like, yeah, Simple has a 1 in the background. You've got to appreciate that.
No way.
He does.
I didn't even see it.
Can't really. I think I love that.
Are you sure you're not just seeing what you want to see?
No. We'll show it later. I'll confirm it. That's some great attitude. Okay, well, and it's the fact that they didn't even get the bomb plant, did they? Like, that's what's so devastating, is that at least, that it would have been great if they could have had that. They would have had a little bit more money. They would have had the round loss bonus. They would have had a real buy in this round.
Boomich is
Noko?
getting a bit too predictable with his aggro, though.
Yeah, and I feel like he's been making some entries over here, Danoko at the moment. So that's, you know, that's something. If you have to look for any positives right now for MIBR, and I don't think there are that many, but that one, you know, you could think, okay, if he can keep getting just even a couple of entries, that's Cello taking down Perfecto. So now they're sort of slowly moving towards the B bomb site where Simple is hanging out.
Run away. Oh, Danako's running back over towards B, though. This is going to be them committing to the B site, and while Simple can only shoot so quickly, he hears the footsteps.
He's like, I'll just let the first one go so that the second one feels safe. If I don't take the shot, he won't. He'll just think it's fine. Deep nade will not really do any damage at all. And the debris from the grenade actually messes up that shot a little bit and does get the revenge frag on him. There's the Noko again. So suddenly it's a 1 versus 2 and a very unlikely round here for MIBR to even be close to winning. But yet here we are. Electronic hoping to see if he can find a quick kill on one. He tries to go for the straight spray. He does have a kit, obviously. Some damage, but it's Cello to take him down. A triple for him and a double for the Noko, and that means MIBR on the board finally. 6-1. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yes, that is finally them actually managing to break, and that is on an eco round coming in from MIBR, and so even bigger deal for them here. It means that they get to buy whatever they want going into the next round. No money restrictions. And once again, the dig. And yes, he does have the #1 behind him, Simple. That is baller.
That is gangster, isn't it?
I love it. He is the #1. Come on, let's be real. All right. But now it's Boomich again. Boomich straight into Palace, dude.
Oh, yeah. He's really, really far forward. It looks actually like, yeah, Chaz is sort of... He's thinking, he knew. He's like, you know what? I can sense that something is up. So that's some heads-up play. You know, sometimes people do just stumble in there and forget that the CTs could be that far up. And that can get you killed quickly.
Well, with how aggressive Boomich plays now, it almost feels like you just default have to assume that he's going to be somewhere close. This puts him in a bit of an awkward spot, however. Now he's at risk of getting sandwiched.
Yeah, and look at again, it's the entry for the Noko. He does it one more time, so...
He's close enough to hear the op, though, so he knows that somebody is posted up. They've taken over mid. Boomich gets nothing.
The flashbang was coming in for him. They set it up. He was so close to being able to turn the corner, because you're absolutely right. He heard the scope of the op. He calls in a grenade from his teammates, and it is 1 second late, maybe less than a second. And now, this is the kind of round where you want MIBR to really slow it down, right? 5 versus 3. Do not go fighting more than you need to. Even if you think you've got this, it is not worth it. Just stay put. Don't give them anything. 98-2 says the prediction there for the AI. And, yeah, that's going to remain true if you don't start giving a lot of mistakes away here. Simple doesn't have a kit, so for those of you, you know, remembering that Inferno game, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, he'd have to really get over there quickly. And, wow, they have certainly given up quite a bit of ground. It could be possible if he hit a shot here. They're not close enough. Man, I wish he had a kit right now.
Yeah, that'd be fun, right?
But not to be. And it will be a second round for MIBR. And I think this is really just kind of Na'Vi getting punished now for the over-aggression. Electronic getting caught in the open. At least that was the big kill to start it up. But you're right, yeah, the timing just does not quite work. But they're always going to be checking Shadow. They're always going to be checking ramp now for Boomich. So we'll see how Boomich decides to adapt his play, because I think now MIBR are wising up to him. They were ready for his push mid. They're ready for him pushing into Palace and ramp. So we'll see. Does he play a little bit more passive now?
I didn't even realize it was Danoco getting the second kill there as well. Man, he saved his team by getting the entry and stopping that flash setup. Unreal. 9th round, and a lot of aggression right here. Perfecto flashed now. Molotov, he is burning alive, and yeah, they'll shut him down. So eventually flashed and Molotov away. Simple. He's gonna get that kill, and that's a sign to leave him alone. Just don't do it anymore. It is just not worth it. They have 3 more Molotovs. They can keep this part of the map just burning forever at this point. So just don't do it. Bomb is down, and it's, from the looks of things, about to be 3-6, which is, you know, in sort of the grand scope, that's a pretty good recovery, right? From 6-0 to 3-6. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. Getting 3 rounds in a row, and well, we already have Na'Vi backing off to save these guns, and that's going to set them up going into the next round after this round of eco, that they should be able to get a full buy going. It could be Electronic just posting up at that CZ. Oh, wow. They really want to take this fight. It's a bit of a stretch, to be fair.
He was being blocked by his teammate. That is...
You mean just another normal day for Simple?
Yeah, man. That is so stressful. That is That's the kind of thing that'll make me angry at my team really fast. Where it just feels like they're standing in your way so you die with the ult so they can pick it up. And they're just like...
Yeah, that's the thing. Why? No body block, please. Oh, Perfecto, he's out. Boomich, does he have a bomb behind him? Yes, he does. Perfect.
Blade, obviously.
Blade has a blade.
Makes sense. They've done some thinking.
Dude, so why does he have a power drill?
I don't know.
Why does...
Presumably there's some story about, like, you know, that this... Does he have, like, a background as a carpenter?
Yeah, I was about to say. Electronic has got a robot. Flamey's got a flame, so it all makes sense.
We're putting it together now.
So Perfecto.
That's the big question now. Tweet us your best guesses, you know? Come up with something.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I've got lots of suggestions myself. I'll leave them out. 10th round here, and it is simple. This time not failing the jump. Just straight up there, ready. And that's a pretty easy shot for Simple. Taking down Cello. And they can't really punish it. You can't really do anything about that. So now they just have to try and reset and find a way back into the round. Gives them a little bit of info that Simple's over here, but he's not even... I mean, he's already fallen so far back. If they were this far up when he took the shot, you know, maybe they can try and smoke him out or just try and, like, get in behind him pretty quickly, but so much time has already passed. Yell looks like he actually wants to go for the challenge here, which is definitely pretty bold. Simple taking on chance just as he tries to take that peek. Good shot from Yell, but the instant refrag is there from Perfecto. All the way at the back of the bomb site, and he's taking that fight, actually doing so much damage to Denoco. Bolts gets a kill. If Denoco could do it again, but he can't, it's just too much to handle. That's a pretty nice attempt. Bolts fighting to try and keep his team in this deep nade, and is he going to walk into it? No, but it's actually very, very close. Molotov on one side, trying to force him out. Perfecto is just playing this actually really well. He's going to get the kill at the end, but even all the way up until that point, just the hiding and not being visible, waiting for Boomich. That is actually some pretty veteran play coming out, so that's good. That's good to see. Yeah,
Perfecto is Mr. Reliable for Na'Vi. You can build on that guy. He doesn't really, you know, you got Boomich. He's the other side of the scale. Like, Na'Vi have a bit of it all, right? Simple and Boomich can play aggressive, can get in your face, can really try and go for plays. And then you have Perfecto, who's on the other side, who's really just going to play that solid fundamental CS, wait for his teammate, play the angle, not take the fight. It's the styles. There's a whole variety on Na'Vi. Really fun to watch. But right now, they're in the lead 7-3 on the CT side. And there's still money in the... Well, not really for MIBR. If they were to lose this round, they might start hurting.
It's not going to be comfortable, is it? And there's not that much money for Na'Vi either. But I think Na'Vi are feeling really good about this game right now. I don't think they're panicked at all. 7-3, such a nice lead. And yeah, I'm sure confidence is real high. Boomich has gone away from the other two positions that he was holding. Now he's in Sandwich, which again, you know, could be a Molotov a lot, but they're not actually throwing any grenades. They're just sneaking out here all the way out to Tetris. Oh, they're almost right in front of him. Denoco not going to get the entry this time, but he will be traded fairly quickly. Now the question is, could they get past Simple and Electronic? That is a duo you don't want to mess with. Yell, actually, he's going to win the fight straight up. So that's a pretty good track record for him right now. Taking down Simple in back-to-back rounds and allowing for a bomb plant this time, which, again, they should be able to get. They don't have a smoke to block off here, but see if they could just challenge it and maybe take down Flamey straight away. Cello, he's certainly thinking about it. He's got the right idea. Yeah, you don't want to go down here, though. That would be a problem. 3-on-4 with the bomb down. And Electronic has been waiting around in jungle really since Simple died, and I don't think he's found a way to sort of put himself into any kind of a play here. Maybe a missed opportunity there for Cello. He's worried about someone sneaking through. It's some pretty good game awareness for him to check for that, because that could have definitely happened. Gonna take that fight finally, and it will be Flamey to come out on top, but I don't think it matters. I think Cello actually was pretty responsible with his position down there.
Yeah.
Didn't just go straight for the fight, because I mean that's tempting. You're like, of course I get that headshot, right? But if you die, you're actually opening up for the retake. So yeah, would have been better if he could have got the kill, but he tried to play that one real safe.
He did. I mean, it worked. Flamey is going to get that last kill there on S Agazi, apparently is how it's supposed to be pronounced, Anders. So S Agazi.
S Agazi.
S Agazi. That's interesting, actually. That's got a bit more of a... I mean, makes more sense than the SHZ.
Who's telling us this, by the way?
Apparently it's their manager.
Okay, I feel like that's a reliable source.
Probably
of
get on
information.
board with that one. We're not quite getting trolled there. And otherwise, we can throw our head admin under the bus later.
Should we call him Agazi?
Yeah, Esagazi. Yeah, Agazi. Yeah,
Agazi's fine. I mean, I could say Esagazi fine. I don't want to screw it up. I feel like SHC is just going to be rough. Bolts goes down to Flamey, so, you know, nice opening trade, double push into AAPS, and MIBR, yeah, they kind of want to, I think they want to react quickly. They want to go somewhere else fast behind this. Nice shot, the Noko again, at it with the entry. Now, he will go down to Boomich. I can get shot through the smoke right there. Boomich is down next in line, and they know Perfecto's back here, but they don't know about Electronic just yet. And he's got a UMP in the bomb site. They haven't committed to anything yet. And again, look at how careful they're being here, MIBR. This is not quite Brazilian Counter-Strike at the moment. I mean, it is based on the fact that it's Brazilians playing, but the style is less than what we normally expect. Oh, but this lurking. Oh, Electronic. He catches both of them. The timing is just hard to even believe, but it might not be done yet. Gazi coming through, and he almost could have had it, but Perfecto not in his usual corner over by the bench. Instead, all the way up at that forward corner towards the catwalk, and that will be Navi's 8th round.
Yeah, Navi's 8th round on the CT side, and I mean, I think now is probably a good time during this timeout to give you some context as well as to why it's so important that MIBR get as many T rounds as possible on this Mirage, because this is Navi's weak side by far. They have a 38% win rate on CT sides in the last 3 months. They've played Mirage 4 times, and that's against G2, Complexity, Liquid Vitality, elite teams. And they struggle on their CT side, Navi. Whereas their T side, they have a 64% win rate. So they're struggling with their CT side, but their T side is lethal. And so right now, the pressure is really on MIBR to get as many rounds to try and get a little bit of a buffer to work with. It's going to be hard now, obviously, because they can only get up to 7 rounds on T side in this first half. But they need these last 3 rounds. They have to get up to 7 on the T side to give themselves a real fighting chance in the second half.
Yeah, because I think amongst even teams, you might want to say 9-6. You could do that, like get 6 rounds on the T side. You can maybe even get like 5-10, and you could still do something on the CT side, right? But I agree when we're talking about a sort of overall skill difference between Navi and MIBR here. Yeah, definitely just as much as you can possibly accumulate. Deep nade, just as they jump out, it does some significant damage. It could probably have been, again, probably could have been worse. Let's see if Bolts. Or rather, let's see if Boomage is going to get flashed in here. That could happen. Electronic. He does not have a flashbang, so I guess it couldn't happen based on that. But, you know, in the theoretical world in which we sometimes live, someone could throw a flashbang here.
Sure. Simple? No, Simple doesn't have a flash either. No flash grenade for him, unless he flashes himself in which case that's going to get real awkward real fast.
And Boomage is going to play this for smoking it off. Which... This actually makes a lot of sense when you think about how slowly MIBR have been playing. If MIBR are going to, get around here at like 40 seconds, and then Boomich can just underhand the smoke in front of him and fall back, that's pretty great. Then he's going to be super happy about that. Whereas if they push early, I mean, it's not going to be worth it. Not quite 45 seconds, but yeah, it makes sense. And they take down the Noko in the middle. So that's kind of an entire arm of the attack. He's meant to be lurking around middle. Now they're in trouble.
You've lost your flanker. That's really going to be... Now they can fully focus on this A ramp, and they are locking down the B site as well, Navi. So they're not leaving anything up to chance. They only saw the one guy mid. They killed him. So it's going to be one of these bomb sites.
Boomage, he's setting up a grenade. Electronic presumably going to peek behind it too. There's the nade out. He doesn't quite get the kill, but also Simple is over in jungle. So they still have a lot of firepower here. And yeah, they're just going to get picked apart one at a time. I don't really mind this idea from MIBR, but they really, really got shut down. And I think... Again, I think this slower pace that they're bringing to this, it'd be fun to see them change it out every once in a while. I don't mind that they're doing it, but it's nice to be able to flick the switch and just try and go for something more. Yeah, and flashed into the middle there by Perfecto.
Yeah, and it's a big one because he doesn't see anybody else. So that's where you can see Navi just kind of coalesce onto the sites, saying, okay, that was their flanker. If we didn't see somebody else, it's all right because we can just watch jungle. We can watch short from B site, and if somebody else was around right beneath the window where I wouldn't have seen him, fine, fair enough. But Navi they're setting themselves up for success here. It's going to be very difficult now for MIBR because you can see MIBR have to go for a hard eco now. No money spent this round apart from, a deagle. Bolts just couldn't help himself. Just had to go for the deagle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's, the benefit of being an adult, right? You can do whatever you want.
Whoa!
Buy those deagles.
Who needs... Yeah, depending on the country, of course.
That is true.
That is true. But, yeah, who needs a deagle when you can just double headshot out close to the block? Just railroaded Electronic there.
So weird how that works, isn't it? Another headshot. It's just so disappointing. And you look at him and he's taking like 40 damage. And you're like, all right, cool. Agassi's still hanging out on his own. He's picked up a deagle. I wonder, did he want to knife someone inside of the smoke? I'm not sure.
It's the print screen. It's the print screen skin as well. Super clean.
Oh, that, I mean, minimal chance, but he had one. He could have maybe done it.
New Anders, I don't know.
Does that make a difference? Is it more accurate or less accurate? It hasn't been like quite shot in. You haven't like done the... Oh! Okay. Well, I don't think that matters. Like, it was just for our entertainment, which we appreciate. But we're going to the 15th round. Now we have all the money. They don't care about losing rifles in the previous round. mibr are struggling to try and get that 5th round on the board, which they need a lot.
Yeah, this is, they need everything they can get here in this second round, and it is clearly the struggle, and it's clearly a fired-up Na'Vi. So all the, well, I mean, to be fair, Na'Vi have got that kind of history where they'll win an event and then proceed to just bomb out the next one. So I guess everybody getting on board the Na'Vi train, but right now it seems like Na'Vi are dialed in on Mirage. This is mibr's map pick, and keep in mind, Train is coming up next, which is Na'Vi's map. And it's a map that Na'Vi don't get to play very often because it often gets banned out against them in the second round. They usually go nuke if they have the chance when it comes to the map veto. But they are lethal on Train. So it's going to be a difficult ride here for mibr.
Very well could be. I mean, I think everyone more or less predicted that.
More or less, yeah. There's this one mad lad who...
Well, look at this, though. Simple Electronic already down in this round, so a couple of great opening frags, and this is the kind of round, if you're mibr, that you should just never be giving away. And it's with the kind of slow pace that they've been playing, this is the kind of round that they stand a great chance of winning, because, you know, the chance that you make a mistake when you're being as careful and calculated as they've been so far on the T side, you know, I'd say that they go way down. Now, I'm worried about Bolts being over here with the bomb on his own, and the rest of the team are over at A. Even if they call it clear, I mean, yeah, he's going to be falling back, but sort of theoretically, he doesn't know how many people are even out here, so it looks like they're going to be all right, and it's going to work out in the end, but I would say that's not completely risk-free. Something could have gone wrong here. Could still go wrong, I guess.
Yeah, Perfecto's still on short. If they peek them together, and they are looking like it, yep, they're going to go up together. Nicely done there, mibr, but Perfecto had already given up the angle. But, I mean, there was still a chance, perhaps, for Perfecto to ruin it.
Oh, there is a chance for Boom. It's short, but he's going to get shot down. But if he'd actually got that kill, and if they didn't have the smoke, because I think he had a Molotov, so, you know, there was only 18 seconds. They'd run the clock down pretty low, but a good job, ultimately, 10-5. I think Na'Vi are probably feeling great, but mibr, they got at least enough rounds to do something in the second half. It's coming up after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half is coming up. It's Na'Vi versus mibr here at Blast Premier. Final group that we've got going on here. And I mean, this is probably one of the more one-sided matches that we've had so far. Like 10-5, I think that it's been pretty even all throughout all the other groups.
Yeah.
So now the question becomes, could mibr turn it around here on their CT side? I think that T side was really interesting. It was really far away from what I was expecting, but I still think it had actually a lot of promise. They just also happen to be playing at mibr, so it's always just going to get tricky. And it will too here. Agazi already gone down now. Cello out here behind the box, and he will get straight shot. So they didn't really have a chance to help each other out even. I mean, that's just sort of two separate kills. No chance for any refracts or anything. Bolts trying to recover the round, but that is not going to happen, as we can tell. I am sure that they were thinking with that forward push into apartment that he would, like, you know, get a kill, fall back, and then, you know, then they could have had Cello back there, you know, sniping away so that there was some sort of, like, receding defense that could have happened at that bomb site. But when they just get picked off, I mean, he's thinking, I'll get a kill, I'll find a kill, and then fall back, and then we've got to set up. But, yeah, didn't work out. So Na'Vi off to a great start here in the second half.
Sure, and Na'Vi have got a real depth to their T-side pistol as well. They've got quick executes on a B, slow executes on a B. In this case, it actually works out where they're expecting a retake kind of scenario where mibr are going to have 3 on B or 4 on B, and then just one guy playing super passive, except that they get the kill on Agazi right off the bat, and so that's even better for them. But that's a very nice, clean strat, aggressive strat onto A from Na'Vi. So they've done a lot of preparation on their T side on this map. You can tell. And, well, you know, more power to them, because that's really set themselves up for a very solid beginning to this T half. Kind of curious now for mibr what the answer is. They've gone for the 4-spy, and they are currently waiting, although they could go for a crunch here into mid. They don't really have any flashes to set it up with, though.
Yeah, that makes it dangerous, doesn't it? Ooh. A nice little 1D does make everything a bit easier if you can get it. Mac 10 is showing up on the other side, though. And they're starting to rotate a couple of people over towards the B bomb side, though. Look at Yell. He's starting to get there. That's Boomich going down. Ooh, but they're gonna get the instant chase down. So 1-for-1 trade as we're about 47 seconds here. And the bomb is outside. Denoco, he's pushed up really fine. He's gonna run into them. He's just ignoring the grenades, isn't he? Only a couple of bullets left, and he can't get the kill on Flamey. Man, that would have been great. If he could have got that one, that would have really changed the round. Now, though, 3-on-3, and the bomb is making its way to A, being cleared out by Electronic over there. This is still not risk-free at all, but it doesn't seem like mibr really have figured it out yet.
No, Simple's got control of the window, and with control of window, Flamey doesn't need to let go of the W key. He can just keep running flat out for the A site. Electronic catching the rotators, and what a perfect lurk from Electronic. He just saved that site. Because it felt, I bet you Na'Vi are just flipping out when they find Denoco up in B apartments that close. They're like, oh man, what is on this bomb site? And we've only got 30 seconds left. Like, is there going to be a stack? Are we walking into the stack here? But Electronic, he opened the way.
They must have been freaking out. Just, I mean, if he wins that second fight against Flamey, which was looking totally doable, then like the bomb is down and they're gonna have to just sprint to even get close to winning the round. So 12-5 though, so you know, all of these maybes and what could have been or whatever, I mean, Na'Vi don't really care at this point in time. They're just so far ahead. 7-round lead for them. Simple is 21-9. So I mean, what do you do now? Again, I'll say this, like, for being 7-round down, if you look at the scoreboard for mibr, it's not like this is devastating. It's not like they're just getting blown out in terms of, you know, of frags, I think, inside of the server.
Sure.
But, yeah, they obviously need to win pistol rounds and the likes to try and make this, you know, a little bit closer. Losing those on top of everything else is definitely an uphill battle. They started losing 6 rounds in a row on the first half. And now here we are. I mean, like, we're about to go into the 3rd round. But if both halves start with mibr being down, you know, a significant number of rounds, it's going to be hard to recover no matter what. Yeah, so I think we're sorting out, I think it's like a slight loss problem with Flamey. Hopefully it will go away right away, but outside of that...
Oh, yeah, can we see Perfecto again, please, real quick? I mean,
yeah,
maybe we don't
it out, didn't we?
Maybe we don't have his camera. Yeah, we don't have his camera right now.
With the help of the internet, though.
But we have the internet, and thanks everybody to pointing it out for us, that is actually a CIS nickname for him.
Yeah.
So he is the power drill. Because apparently in, Russian, Ukrainian.
Or something like
Yeah,
that.
perforator. So
Yeah.
the drill is a perforator, and so he is perfecto, and so he is the power drill. And he hits like a jackhammer.
I mean, that makes sense. I think that's perfectly reasonable. I can't believe we never knew about this.
He's certainly good at building that Na'Vi defense.
Yeah, I feel like we should have known. We could have run with that. I'd share the memes, Gotta get them all out here. Simple basically sitting in his kitchen. I feel like he's got like this kitchen's appliances. He's got.
Listen, no, Simple is straight up just like, this is an apartment that he's just bought somewhere this is his office, like his workspace.
Safe house.
Yeah. This is just like he shows up to this office, it's just stream and game, and then he goes back to his mansion or whatever. That's what's up.
Well, I mean, I can appreciate that. I'm checking out his kitchen, looks like a nice kitchen to me.
Yeah, it's got some
good stuff.
A nice trim. Yeah.
Gotta get like your essential appliances out there. Like
water boiler for the coffee.
Water, yeah. I'd say like one of those like dough machines that you can just like set it and just leave, and it just like keeps churning around for 10.
So by the time you do one match, get the dough, put it in the oven.
Yeah.
With another match, you got perfect bread.
That's important, right? Yeah, you've gotta.
That would be some tip-top multitasking. But what happens when it goes to like double overtime and you got the loaf in the oven? That's tragedy right there.
You don't listen. You know what I got at home? This is gonna be some real geeky stuff, but I got.
Okay.
I got.
Oh, you turned the light off?
Oh no. Can't be spying. Now we just have the red in the corner. It looks like Terminators out there in the back. Ominous. I got it's called like an oven steel or something. You put it in when you're baking bread, and it just poofs up the red. Not that I want to turn it into a show about that. We're just admiring Simple's kitchen. That's all.
The funny thing is that, Anders, you don't even eat bread.
No, it's true. I don't. But I make it for other people, so that's how it is.
That's the real struggle.
People come by,
That's true discipline on your part.
Yeah. It's just a hobby, It's just a hobby. While we're getting Flamey all set up and back on track for this particular game, I think just the Danoko's up there and he was one of the few people we didn't really mention coming into this, right? We were talking about Cello and Bolts and maybe Yell a little bit. But Danoko's got 11 kills, and I think just from memory, a fair few of them were entry kills on that T side. So again, that's an interesting, that's a good play. That's a good sign to have for the future of MIBR. If he could keep doing that somewhat reliably, that's huge. So I kind of looking forward to that. Hope that there's going to be more of it in the future. Boomich has got 6 kills, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, Boomich is also just he has been kind of getting farmed.
Yeah.
He's playing for info. If anything, he's getting info. He's playing aggro all the time, right? So he's at least giving over a little bit of info to his teammates when he dies.
If you had one of those backgrounds based on the Na'Vi pictures, what would you be on your background, Samna? What would be the little icon?
It would be one of those the semlor, like a pastry. It'd be the cream-filled pastry that you can get in Sweden. That's actually coming up pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be like semladagen. Hell yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I named my stream Coffee and Semla. Right?
Oh, so you can have an excuse.
All the Swedish viewers tuning in, they get that kind of play on words, Coffee and Semler, what's up?
All right, that's not bad.
See?
That's actually pretty. That's a good job.
Cream filled, Anders.
Speaking of cream filled, what would Jason's be? Jason's background?
Yeah, there we go. Except that him, it would just be like a pie tin.
Yeah. They're gonna be playing later as well against FaZe.
Yes.
I'm real excited. I think that's going to be a fun game as well. So
dude, I can't wait. I've been waiting for 3 groups to see Liquid play, and Liquid FaZe is going to be sick.
Yeah.
Storylines in that match are so good.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, it could happen fairly quickly depending on how this goes for MIBR, obviously. But yeah, I think they're good to go. I think they've managed to restore the match, and I think everything has been sorted out. But yeah, if Na'Vi win this and Liquid win their game, which I think probably the majority will be expecting, then we have the dream of Na'Vi versus Liquid. That could be really cool, right? That would be fun.
Indeed. Liquid watching this match though cannot be too pleased because they are seeing a fired up Na'Vi. This is a Na'Vi who are playing confidently, hitting their shots, playing well as a team. They're clearly in their comfort zone right now. So it doesn't bode well for Liquid. But it just means that they're going to have their work cut out for them. But they are the team. Well, Na'Vi, the last time they lost, it was to Liquid. First round of the global finals. That's the last L that Na'Vi took.
Okay. So they got some revenge to do Na'Vi.
Oh, it's gonna be sick. I can't wait.
And Liquid on the other side are going to be thinking, yeah, you know what? You've already stumbled once. Why not one more time here? 18th round, and we got the game back online, which is good news. Now, the bad news is MIBR don't have enough money to buy in this round because it's only the third one of the second half. They do have a Zeus, however. Well, they had a Zeus. It's gone missing with Yell.
That timing was impeccable. Couldn't have been better.
It's really excited. Has a Zeus. Oh, instantly killed.
Yeah, just nothing, and it's one tap as well from Simple. Just perfectly done. Denoco now on the flank, and I believe Flame and Perfecto are going to head back over here and start watching these angles.
You know what would be a worthwhile thing? Do they still do that Mythbusters thing that used to happen in the past?
No.
Has that died since? I haven't been.
Yeah. They're doing their own thing now.
Okay, well, if anyone is doing that kind of a show still, I'd want to know if Taser can set up C4, because it is electronically... it's electric current that detonates C4.
I
So,
imagine it would work then, wouldn't it?
yeah, I imagine it would.
It's probably like that would be a really sick experiment, and I'm sure like Demolition Ranch or somebody has done that sort of thing as well. Or like they must have tested it. I don't know how they would.
Just I don't know. Like, I mean, just I'm sure it's high risk to do it. So I'm hoping, like, you want like some kind of safety-minded person around. I'm just saying it could be like a fun episode. 5 to 13, the 19th round is coming up, and now, I mean, this might be pretty much the last chance here on this map for MIBR to show what they're all about. Cello going to be picking up that first kill on Boomich. Of course, it had to be Boomich. Been having a bit of a rough game, sacrificing himself to try and create that space for his team, running down Catwalk. It's a good idea, but it just doesn't really come to fruition. So now instead, oh, nice nade, lands right on top of Simple. That's a 4-on-5, and let's just see if Na'Vi can find a way to dig themselves out of this man disadvantage. Yeah, the road back from MIBR, it's a long one though. Cello actually moving a little bit forward into the middle. Just about a minute on the clock, and the bomb is all the way at top mid, so... Yeah, I think the only thing for MIBR... Yeah, now they actually know quite a bit, so I guess from Cello, this is kind of it's kind of worthwhile. Just want to be careful you don't get picked off, but at the same time, you don't want to be blind, right? You want to know where they're coming. Oh, a little bit of a flash just to distract. We can tell this is looking like a B execute, and Cello goes down. That was electronic snuck in to try and get that kill. That's super cool. All the way from the window. Now, 4-on-4 with about 30 seconds left. Denoco gets one. He wanted to escape. You can actually tell he did like a double take just to see. Oh, yeah, there's the window, but he never made it in. 19 seconds of the bomb is making its way in there. Now, they're really fast with their rotation, so maybe they could just stop it right away if they actually get in onto the site. Bolts has got to be careful. 10 seconds on the clock. Surely someone's going to be calling this out. Oh, Electronic goes down, and the bomb gets cancelled. Flamey, he gave up on it. Man, that whole round is just on the edge, isn't it?
Comedy of errors, Andrews. Comedy again, because it all starts with whoever threw this smoke right here needs to get flogged.
Well, and it wasn't Molotov the way from the beginning? Do we know that?
Don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
So just, the lineup might have been screwy, and well, whoever threw that smoke missed it at the beginning. So I'm not gonna get too fire and brimstone here, but that allowed for that gap, and then Boomich, obviously dies, thinking, that's just frustrating because obviously,
true,
you're thinking nobody can see me from here, and yet sure enough, there it is. And well, look at that, Yell getting aggressive, catching Electronic and Palace. All right, we're seeing MIBR start to wake up a little bit here on the CT side. Na'Vi clearly unsure. Like, with how slow Na'Vi are playing right now, this is the frustrating thing for Na'Vi, where they just don't really have that info. They don't know how MIBR are playing on this map really reliably, and so they have to feel it out constantly. And, well, this will work. This will work.
Yeah, it will. Man, Boomich obviously inside of the smoke, but giving up just a bit there. Denoco, same position as last time. I mean, pushed up far into the B hallways. Bolts. Oh, he goes going to go down in the middle. Yeah, so they're peeking for information and getting shot, trying to do that. That's kind of rough.
And in the meantime, Boomich has worked his way out onto the A site. for the lurk. They don't need to commit to this, and they realized it. Boomich is calling them back towards A, and they're going to do exactly the same thing as that round where Electronic opened it up on the A side with the flank, except that now it is Boomich who has rotated over. And so Boomich, unlike Electronic, he isn't pushing CT spawn, but it is looking like they're going to be able to get in here and get the bomb planted fairly comfortably. Na'Vi, Simple holding off the flank. If it were to come through, he's going to hear these footsteps, and Denoko's going to die. And there's the bomb getting planted.
Yeah, so from a good start to the round, pretty much everything falling apart, right?
Yeah.
And you know, the way that Na'Vi played that 4-on-5 is, you know, you wanted to put it into a textbook. That's, you know, like that's how you hope the round unfolds. You wait and you give the other team a chance to you know, to get a little bit greedy, or to, you know, to be a little bit too much forward, and they give you that chance, and you just pick them apart one at a time. So not gonna get away. So 14-6. Na'Vi 2 rounds away from picking up this first map on Mirage.
Wait, oh, my mistake. I don't mean to cut you off, but Perfecto ends up trading for an M4. That AWP, he picked up that AWP, and he was running towards Simple. Did they screw up the pass? That was weird.
Could have been.
That totally could have seen Simple, you know, it's where Yell is like, oh, this is my op. I made this thing, right? And then Simple, you know, it's like, this is my op now.
He's not interested. He
he
didn't want it. He had the Krieg. He's like, you know what? We're going to bring that back in style. It's been a while.
They both have scopes. It works. Tactical timeout getting called by Na'Vi. No, by MIBR, my mistake.
It's almost out of my memory, the point in time where the Krieg was really the only game in town.
Yeah. Although now on the CT side, we're seeing a lot of AUG back in play. So
yeah,
we're back in we caught again. But on the T side, yeah, there's I guess this is just Simple kind of making a statement like, I will kill you with any gun, even one that has been heavily nerfed.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
It's still got the accuracy. It's just the fire rate that's been, you know, chucked out the window, right?
Yeah, I mean, it still definitely has the use. I don't think there's any doubt about it, but obviously not to the same extent. 14-6 now. Eagles and a FAMAS and a couple of nades, maybe. Looks like they're setting up for a couple of people towards the middle. Denoko and Bolts at least could also try and swing in there. Electronic, he's so far out. He wants to find an early kill, and he actually gets the bullet. It looked like he was just transferring off of that kill. Yeah, but he's down here just battling them, all of them, in fact, in the A site. And with great success to follow it up. That's pretty wild.
And this opens it up, flanks him out into the open. Perfecto, managing to pick it up, and there's, well, Bolt's fighting back as best he can. He gets 2 kills. Yeah, that's where the party ends.
Yeah, fair play. That's hard to deal with. I mean, Electronic, he just making that choice on his own. Just playmaking into the site. That's really good. 15-6 as we move into the 22nd round.
You got to give it to Electronic. I mean, he's been taking a lot of first duels. He's been getting a lot of these opening kills. He's been losing some as well. I mean, 6 first kills with 3 first deaths. But it means that he's just out there creating space for his team. Just trying to find these kills to create something. So good on Electronic giving us that performance here. I mean, it's really allowing for Na'Vi to just bully them. And oh man, Flamey midair. Cello can't catch a break.
No, you can catch a bullet.
He can with his teeth, and then he finds out that a bullet, unfortunately, cannot be, you know, grasped in his teeth.
No, I think you'd have to. I don't know what kind of teeth you'd have to have, but maybe like Jaws from Bond, like that. Or like what the guy with the the metal.
He is not Ogre. We'll put it that way, right? For all the Baki fans out there.
No,
he is not Ogre.
Deep nade and the Molotov on top will force them back. So even it's a 4-on-3. They still have a pretty good chance of winning this now, but I'm not going to lie. MIB are at least have a couple of players that are far away. They do have a defuse kit on the Noko, so that helps them a bit. But I'm not sure how much. Gazi coming in from the catwalk, and Yell and Bolts trying to retake from the market, but is it going to be enough here? Electronic, he actually showed his shoulder and still he managed to stay alive. Nice transfer from Yell, and that will be the round going here in favor of MIBR. So that is, I mean, it's a long ways away from being recoverable, but the fact that they actually get in there and get a pretty good retake on that's helpful.
Nice nade onto Flamey. That was sick.
That worked. Oh, he saved his teammate there. I didn't realize.
But Yell with the transfer. That was sick Slick work.
All right.
That's an all-important round there for MIBR. Well, I mean, of course, their backs are to the wall. They need to win 8 rounds in a row now to force overtime against Na'Vi, who are fully bought up, and Simple, once again, has the AWP. And so now we get to see what he's capable of here. Enough with the Krieg. It's time to break out the big guns. We don't want this dragging on too long if we're Na'Vi. Don't let them get any confidence going into train. Just keep smashing them.
Yeah, and the spray actually from the window there worked out well enough to drop it trotting down to 44. So it's a start. It's something to work with. Bomb is quite far back at the top of mid. And again, they're kind of holding on here. Na'Vi just expecting maybe that mibr will go a little bit aggressive, which they're not so much. Although Denoco is, once again, really, really far up into that little kitchen outside of B. Which is interesting. I think that's more than most CTs will do on that side. Comes with a couple of risks, obviously. But so far, it's fine. He's actually pushing up, and just as they've gone through the underpass, this is some incredible timing.
Oh, yeah.
Bolts is moving over as a result. They've got this figured out. This is a good chance here for mibr if they can get the opening as well. Cello's going to take one and nearly drops Perfecto, so that's a lot of damage. Denoco is about a second late, I think, at top mid, trying to catch Perfecto. No, Perfecto standing still, so he is going to get caught. Excellent play. And I think now they know Na'Vi because they know that he's been playing over there, so they realize what's going on. They still get a couple of kills in return, and somehow they're in a 2-on-3 in spite of mibr pretty much having all of the advantage. And Simple, he's trying to mind game this one, but he's going to get found anyway. And Flamey goes down. No bomb plant. And mibr bring it back in spite of almost losing control of that round.
That is sick. No way do they actually check that on Simple. Do they check connector like that? Simple going to be feeling just a little bit frustrated that there was that level of patience. And now, yeah, we can see here from Denoco, he just barely checks that corner. Super cool. So, 8th round on the board now for mibr, and that's going to prompt an eco round here from Na'Vi. Could we get some... They're thinking about it. They were thinking about heading to speed up a little bit towards that B site. But it will be a little bit of a slower approach here now.
Yeah. Go to hang out in the kitchen instead.
Well, they're hoping for some aggression here, and Denoco might give it to him. No, Denoco, don't.
Yeah, don't do it. He's looking.
Ooh, okay.
He knows it. Camping by the fridge. That's not acceptable.
I told you that was the last time you ate my sandwich.
Wait, who keeps the sandwich in the fridge? Isn't the bread gonna get all weird?
Listen, at the shift, at the beginning of the shift, you're just dropping your lunch off, man.
All right.
Beginning of the, I don't know.
I find your story to be suspicious. I doubt that. Oh no, Bolts! Why? Why has he lost his mind? Listen, they fired a taser at him. I don't know if you saw that, but he jumped and fired a taser, and that was like just like a red cloth to Bolts. He was like, well, "You're gonna try and say something." Oh, he's laughing. That's good. They're laughing. That's got to be a good sign. 9-15.
Can I go ahead and just say that Bolts has just got this fantastic haircut right now? You got to give it to him. He's got the do.
We're gonna have to check it back. I didn't spot it quite. Oh yeah.
Is that not a sick haircut? Hell yeah, dude. This guy is looking pimp.
And the headset is sort of like it's like keeping like the upward push.
Yeah, man.
That is some next level gamer hair.
I love it. He'd have that t-shirt, rolled up pack of smokes in the sleeve.
Oh.
Just get at it, greaser.
That is that's not a crossover that I was expecting tonight. Brazilian Counter-Strike and Greece, but
just sliding in.
25th round. Wild attempt at a flick there in the middle with the AWP. I like it, but it didn't really work out. So now we're back defending quite far back on the map. But again, with limited information for mibr. Well, at least they know that they've lost control of that ladder room. So there's always that. But yeah, I mean, this kind of a setup for mibr opens them up to some really easy executes. The only thing that's stopping that is the fact that mibr don't have that many nades. But like a default A execute here would block off probably Agassi and Yell both. And then Cello would be alone. But I don't think they have enough grenades to do all of that. So maybe they're going to be fine.
Yeah, they don't. They have a single smoke grenade left on Electronic, and he is over in connector. So you can smoke off jungle, but that's unfortunately going to be useless. I mean, unless Yell were to rotate in here again very quickly. But no, Yell is getting baited over to the B side. He is indecisive. Electronic blocks off jungle, and this is it. Fight's on.
Oh, that's a huge kill for Magazi, and he's trying to do more damage. Fantastic work coming out from him. That's a backup from Cello in there, but that is all the work that he needed to do. And you're right, Yell had sort of got drawn back, and he was pretty quick to recover from it. Like, he turned it around, but yeah, if not for Agazi there, that could have been really bad. So, absolutely well done. 10 to 15, the 26th round here. They just need another 5 to add on top of the 4 they just won in a row. So if they get a clean 9-round win streak against Na'Vi, they'll get into overtime, Sam. And I think at that point, that's where things get interesting.
It's simple, kind of looking up, wondering why they're still on this map.
Yeah, can we just finish it now?
Can we end this, please, guys? Can you trade effectively as a team, as a unit right now? Boomich has used his smoke. Where is it going? Is it going to be the short smoke? Oh no, just into mid window.
Yeah. So, a little bit of action there. Bolts really reasonable here. Really trying not to get one deked to some, you know, weird spray battle, which I can definitely appreciate. I think that's like that's the thing that really surprises me about this, how careful and reasonable mibr are being, because again, that's just not what I was expecting. But now I'm still kind of wondering, do they have the other level to fall back to, you know? Is there that, like, you know, like fiery hot Brazilian Counter-Strike? Is that going to happen too at some point? Or do they just need to start winning before we start seeing that?
I mean, we don't really have Henny or Lucas on stage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, of course it's not the same lineup, but I don't think I've ever seen Brazilian Counter-Strike that wasn't like that. Whoever's on the team, so I just made the assumption pretty much. Wow, 11 to 15. You gotta get some credit here to mibr. I would still score it as being fairly unlikely that they can actually pull this through and get into overtime. But the fact that they've just won 5 rounds in a row here against Na'Vi, I mean, that's pretty cool. Sort of a job well done. Danoko's at 20 kills. He's just 6 behind Simple and 3 behind Electronic.
Interesting to see Boomich doing the talking there. I'd be kind of expecting Blade to be the one taking over here in a tactical timeout. Now Blade is going to go ahead and get his input. Kind of trying to figure this out. I mean, Simple's kind of just sitting comfortably at the scoreboard. That's been the name of the game pretty much since the start for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not having any troubles at the moment. But
he's kind of dropped off. I mean, to be fair, he's kind of dropped off over these rounds now. Sub 100 damage per round, which is, no, it's funny. Anybody else would be like, I don't know, that's actually pretty good. With Simple, he does kind of set high standards for himself. You do kind of expect an overperformance as being the kind of rule of thumb.
Well, they've got the weapons back to try and put some action in here. 11-15. I mean, usually the closer you get to the goal of getting that overtime, the more the chances increase that you'll make just a tiny mistake that'll cost you everything. This time, Boomich is going to be trying to see if he can knock someone out here while they push right behind. He's already made a lot of noise. The Noko and Bolt's trying to turn for it, but the flashbangs are just so overwhelming, and that kind of an entry just might mean the map. Perfecto with a good double kill. And actually, again, even if he didn't do that much Boomich in the middle there, just the distraction was maybe enough. He's eventually going to go down, and it's going to be a 4-on-3 in the afterplant here, and I think that will be very, very hard. Almost impossible to get through. Now, there are not that many grenades on the Na'Vi side, so, I mean, that's a little bit helpful for mibr, but I doubt it's going to be enough here. And they're flashed back already. Bomb is, it's been down for a couple of seconds now, so they can't just be waiting all day either. Perfecto, good position, but he does get dropped. Electronic with a bit of a swing, and he gets a killer. Buy some more time. Yell with a bit of a refrag, and now it's a 2-on-2. Simple, he's got the line across the bomb site. They're going to find one, but Simple with the mid-air shot, and that is only fitting that it ends with him. Top of the scoreboard, and Na'Vi pick up the first map with a best of 3. Going into Train, of course, which will be the second one, but still, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad at all, and it bodes well that Na'Vi, when they decide to go back to a more structured approach, like here, we're just going to go for the strategy. We'll rinse and repeat with Boomich running up mid. This time we'll get the smoke right, so he can only just have to, so he just has to focus on short and look for that duel. We know that this works.